and different types of dal, red dal. And I am now logged in under Soapbox. You guys should be joining me. Fingers crossed that works easily. Excellent, we've got a few people joining us already. We're cooking dal. So as I mentioned, it's an Indian dish, but I think loads of people are so used to cooking dal and having dal that maybe it's been a bit appropriated, which I think is a wonderful thing, especially when it comes to food. And so if you enjoy Indian food, Indian flavors, I think you'll really like this dish. We're gonna add in our everyone, welcome. We're gonna be cooking alongside young people. Hello.
Hey.
Hi guys.
I just enjoyed that meal. So good. I feel it. Okay. So what are we doing now?
I need to turn my phaser. So you guys ready
like
to
this?
do... Okay, this one is very like classic. We're going to start with an onion. So I have a white onion. You could also use a red onion if you like.
We have a big red onion.
Fantastic. Okay, so I always say before you take the paper off, it's easier, but you could also do it the other way around. You could take the paper or the skin off first, but I'm going to chop it down the middle. I've got a nice big knife which makes it easier, so I'm just going to chop it down that on the chopping board obviously, and I'm going to move my camera so you see my chopping board now.
We're just trying to get the skin off.
So I always say if you chop it in half first, it's easier to get the skin off. So remember, do the tunnel, chop it in half, and go through both the top and the bottom. So you've got the stalky part and the root part, and then I think the paper's just easier. So you can peel.
Before we're done in here.
And the second half, again, it comes off so easily once you cut it in half.
Yeah. Not that way.
How we chop it?
Hold on, you don't know yet.
Okay. And now we're just gonna, I'm gonna cut off that stalk part. You don't really need that. Keep the root part on, so you can cut the stalk off. Ooh, here we go. And with the onions, we're going to kind of chop them medium-ish. And I'm sure you know how to chop an onion, but I'm just going to show you again. If you keep the root on one side, you're going to do sort of sticks along that way. And then once you've done it that way, you're going to go along there to get cubes. If you're making Mexican food, fajitas, or onions, Chinese food, want your onions to be in sticks. But we're doing classic Indian food today, so... I'm going to switch back to that big knife. I'm not sure these knives are sharp enough. Ideally, you want to use really good sharp knives. Are you guys crying? Is your onion sharp?
I think we
haven't quite figured that out yet. I'll give it a minute because I can feel it.
Yeah. I think I've gotten lucky today, but the first video I did, my onion was so sharp that I was crying. And then I was a bit scared to show you my face. If you wanted to use spring onion, if you had a spring onion, you didn't have regular onion, that would be fine. I would say just chop the white part first, cook that down, and then use the green part.
So you say we're going to cut about half an onion or a whole onion?
We're going to cut this whole onion. Having said that, my mom did make it when I was little. So our Gujarati dal, which is not what we're making today, but a Gujarati dal without onion and garlic. And just to explain, Gujarat is a state in India. It is on the western side. And our food maybe has a different flavor profile than Punjabi food, which is often what you see in an Indian restaurant if you're going for something like a dal. Have you guys been to Dishoom?
Dishoom, no. Is that a restaurant?
Dishoom is an restaurant that's done really well. I think it opened about 10 years ago with just one, and now there's maybe 8 all across London, and they do Indian food that's really kind of modern, and maybe a bit fusion, quite accessible to the average British person. It is very tasty, and they have a dal that they simmer over 24 hours. Now, we're not doing that. Our dal is going to be like a quick job, really good, really efficient. And while you guys are chopping that onion, I'm just going to make sure that I'm here on the Soapbox account. I'm just going to remind everyone that you can find out about activities that Soapbox do if you go to their website, which is www.soapboxislington.org.uk. Or you can find them on Instagram, which is where we are now, and send a direct message and someone will get back to you. Do you guys want to say anything about Dragon Hall?
Yes, follow us on Instagram at Soapbox Islington. Also Dragon Hall as well, who are following us and also cooking with us. Visit our website, www.soapboxislington.com, and check out all of the fun activities that we're doing at the moment. Loads around technology, loads around cooking and sport. So we are trying to get back into the building as well, slowly. So things are looking really positive right now.
Cool.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for doing that little blurby bit. Once the onions are chopped, I'm going to get you to grab another pan. So again, it could be a saucepan like this, a big saucepan, or a deep, heavy, like big pan. If you've got a heavy pan, that's often what...
Is this one okay?
Yep, that looks perfect. And we're going to put that on the hob on, again, a medium-high heat. And you could use... To fry the onions, you could use ghee if you have ghee. I think it's probably less likely that you've got ghee, but you could use butter or you could use oil. What have you guys got?
We got oil. We got
oil and butter.
Yeah.
Butter.
Oil or butter.
Ghee is basically butter that's been clarified, which basically means they've boiled all the water out and they've made it a little bit more potent, a little bit. It's delicious if you've never had ghee. I'm also using butter today.
Yeah, I have.
So I would say feel free to experiment with it because it is very, very yummy. Even though maybe not the healthiest of fats, occasionally if you're using it and not using too much, I would say that's absolutely fine.
I think we put. Is this a lot of butter?
How much have you got? That's about fine. Sometimes we say a knob of butter, and people ask what a knob means. I would say, in my mind, a knob is about 15 grams, which is a tablespoon.
Cool.
So, a tablespoon of butter, and you're going to put the onion in there.
Okay.
And we're really going to let this onion kind of caramelize. So we're going to let this go soft more than we did, for example, with the porridge did. So again, the sort of medium.
No.
It's a lot of onion.
Yeah, I can hear it sizzle doing.
Yes, and while the onion softens, we're going to do the garlic, you guys.
Okay. How many garlic this time?
Just like last time, I'd say 2 medium cloves or 1 massive one, like I've got a massive one. And you can do that same trick that we did before, of kind of squishing it nicely.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And then the paper should come off nice and easily.
Yep.
So who's your camera person? Who's behind the camera?
Anonymous.
Anonymous?
He doesn't have a name.
No name.
Supposedly.
Does he
Well, that's
get to eat? And will he get to share your food?
No.
absolutely.
I hope he share your food.
No.
Sonny, they're currently making my my tea, so.
No way.
All right. So this garlic, I would say with this one, I'm not going to give you the option to slice it. I would say definitely chop it.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you slice it, it's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
No, it's
It's
chopped.
just unusual to see sliced garlic in Indian food.
That's why it's just for flavor, right?
So if you're chopping it like I am, you can just do it kind of using a big knife, having your hand flat on top. Or you could do it a little bit more finely. say give your onions a little bit of a stir as well to make sure they're not sticking.
And then what we do we put the garlic in?
Yeah, if your garlic is ready, you can throw that in.
Okay.
Lucas is crying here because of the garlic.
I'm crying
Because of
as
the
well,
onion.
man. I spoke too soon about the I spoke too soon about the onion being sharp because I'm definitely crying over here.
What is that? Tweaks and flowers. Mix it in. Just mix it in. Just mix it in. No. Relax.
All right, garlic is cooking. Let's check out your spices. What spices do you guys have?
You guys.
We have
Did you guys cut out?
mustard
Did you
seeds.
see what spices?
We have cumin seeds.
So cumin, mustard seeds, and cumin seeds.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start with the mustard seeds. I have mine in this cute little green box here, so I'm just going to open them up. Most people who have mustard seeds probably don't stop to think about the fact that some of these seeds, and during lockdown, we used to go on walks. My mum and I would go on walks by this little canal, and she kept showing me these mustard plants, and I didn't really connect the two because they didn't look like they had these little black seeds coming out of them. But then she made me open one up, and it was a bit like peas in a pod. All these little mustard seeds came out. It was fantastic. So I got to try raw mustard seeds during lockdown, grown near my canal at my parents' house. So they are these little black seeds. And if you imagine the yellow mustard sauce that you might put on a hot dog, that's essentially the insides of these black mustard seeds.
Okay. Well, so now do we put that in?
Yeah, we're going to put about a teaspoon of this into our garlic and onion mixture.
Yeah.
And these will actually start popping. They'll make a really interesting sound, like a kind of cocoa pops, kind of cocoa pops and water, kind of not your water, your milk. Who puts cocoa pops in milk? This crying has got. All right, I think we've got an audience question. I think someone is asking a question on Instagram, and I would be happy to answer your question. Got loads of people watching. I hope I haven't actually missed any questions. I don't think I have. I just scrolled through. Yeah, if anyone who's watching has any questions, please do ask. I'd love to answer your musings and thoughts on dal. Certainly, I mentioned right at the beginning that you can get loads of different types of dal. I'm using a red lentil or a red dal. What kind of have you guys got? Have you got red or green or brown?
We've got green, I think.
Yeah.
Can you show the camera?
To be honest, do this exact same recipe with any kind of lentils, which is I like these red ones because they cook really fast. So while our mustard seeds are heating up, I'm going to get you guys to grab your lentils and rinse them. It may be that you have lentils that don't need rinsing, but I would say, just to be safe, always give them a rinse. I'm going to rinse mine in a bowl or a pot. I've got a pot handy, so I'm just going to rinse them in there. You guys are going to be doing a cup and actually, 2 whole cups of lentils. I'm going to do a little bit less.
Should we put some cumin seeds in as well? Or not?
We're gonna throw the cumin seeds in just a minute. That's good. Good out though. Can you hear your mustard seeds popping? Have they popped yet?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so you guys again have
2 cups of lentils.
2 cups of lentils. Your cumin seeds. I've got a few cumin seeds here mixed in with some sesame seeds. If you want to put in any other kind of seeds, honestly, play with it. I would say throw in just caraway, whatever you've got. But about another teaspoon of cumin seeds. I'm going to throw mine in now. And these give such a really lovely fragrance. So I think one of you should be washing your lentils, and maybe I'm going to ask the other one to chop the chili that you're going to use.
Yes, lovely.
I have half a dried chili, but if you've got a fresh chili, that'll work great as well. I'm using a dried chili because I had this left over from earlier in the week when I cooked something that was so spicy.
Lentils are ready to go.
The chili is super spicy, so I'm only going to use half. but if you're using fresh chilies, feel free to use as much as you like.
Okay.
I know this one's hot, so I'm going to be very careful with how much I put in.
You're doing
I
like
might
chunks
only put
bigger
in
than
half.
my thing.
We're having a dispute here. Jamil loves spicy food and Lucas doesn't like it so spicy, so
Oh,
we're trying
man.
to find a balance.
What does the cameraman think? Let him be the
Actually,
decider.
yours, man. Wow.
I think we should go with half a chili should
Yeah,
be
this
fine.
is enough. This is enough.
Right, should we add the lentils in there?
Half a chili, because you can always add more, right? Take chili away.
Yeah,
Although
exactly.
if you do add too much chili to a dish,
Yeah.
a good handy trick is to then put some yogurt in, some
What is
cream,
the, what
There we
is
any
go,
kind
there
of
we
dairy.
go.
What is that? That is there.
I love it, man.
And do you know what to do if you put too much salt in a dish, you guys?
We haven't put no salt.
In general, though, if you manage to cook something and you put too much salt in it, a really good trick is to then put a potato into your dish, and the potato will kind of absorb the salt out of everything else.
Oh, I didn't
Handy
know
little
that.
trick to know. So my
When should we add the lentils
very
into it,
spicy
Emma?
chopped chili is going on top of my onions. In the meantime, if your lentils have been washed, mine have been nicely washed now.
We need to wash it. We need to wash it.
Yeah, we washed.
Yeah, give them a rinse. I mean, it's not crucial, but I think it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Okay.
Should we add them in now?
Your lentils on top of that chili. So when you put the chili in there, you're going to throw your lentils on top.
Okay, cool. There we go.
And how many cups of lentils? 2 cups of lentils, did you say?
2 cups of lentils, and I would say boil another 2 cups of water.
Boil 2 cups of water. Okay.
Lovely, lovely.
This is very much a team effort.
Lovely, lovely.
I think cooking is so much more fun when you do it as a team.
I would agree.
You guys, when you cook at home, I think even then it's more fun to do it with someone else. Although I have to say, if my mum and I keep cooking together, then sometimes we do get into a bit of a barney.
I think we've had a few altercations already here, to be honest. So.
And my brother, he's a good cook too, but he only likes to cook by himself. So I guess it's all like different ways, but I think teamwork is fun.
Yeah.
That's underneath.
And then we're going to add 2 cups of
Can you
boiling
guys still
water.
hear
did
me
you
either?
say? 2 cups of boiling water, yeah?
Yes, 2 cups of boiling water.
Okay, we're just boiling the water.
And at this point, you can add your salt.
Okay. Sorry, Summer, how much do we put in? Just put
So you've got
Is it coming up?
2 cups of lentils and water. You might need to add more water as we go.
Yeah. That's good.
And I would say add about a teaspoon of salt, because you can always add more salt, but you can't really take it away like I said before. Except if you've got a potato, but then you have to buy a potato. And I think you guys have some parsley, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we do.
No,
Great, so you're going to grab your parsley.
Lucas, you're on parsley duties.
Huh?
Are you on parsley duties?
Ooh, I like that.
What am I doing with the pasta?
Oh, yeah,
Now, adding herbs is not good, I think, in most dishes. Traditionally, with Indian food, we would use coriander. And
Yes,
dill.
yes, you
My
know
mum makes this lovely curry with dill. And you guys are going to use parsley today. A lot of herbs are quite interchangeable. It is worth looking online with just double checking with someone. But parsley, I think, is a great substitute for coriander. And actually, it gives your dish a really lovely colour at the end. It kind of garnishes it really nicely. I don't have coriander or parsley, but I'm just going to use some green leaves I've got here. These are baby spinach leaves, but I'm going to use them as a garnish. So I'm going to wash them now. So we're making quite a simple dal today, but you could add other things in your dal if you wanted. So for example, you were using, like I'm using a red dal. My mom often cooks a yellow dal, and she'll do that yellow dal. She'll also sometimes add...
Should we add the parsley in now?
No, we're going to chop the parsley. Have you guys already chopped it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you added the 2 cups of water to your dal?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have. We got that.
I'm going to say, looking at your dish, I think it's going to need a bit more water. So maybe you can add another 2 cups of water.
We have a really small cup, to be honest. Look what it's-
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Just add a bit more water to that. So my favourite dal is probably the green mung dal, which I think you might have a split version of. You might have noticed that sometimes when you buy dal, it comes either as a whole pulse, a whole lentil, or a half lentil. A split lentil, sometimes it's called. So as I mentioned, you've got red ones, you've got green ones, you've got orange ones, yellow ones, and kind of like a brown dal as well, or orange dal.
Yeah.
All of them cook a little bit different, but actually, in terms of the flavour, you can use all the same things that we've used today. And did you say you've got cumin powder?
Okay.
If you have cumin powder, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cumin powder.
I got it.
Yeah, big spoon.
No.
Yeah, but it's calm, bro. Like,
I'm going to chop my my greens. Now, a good reason to add green to your dish is not just for the colour, although it does look really pretty when you add green. It also adds a bit of extra nutrition.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Someone.
Things are often high in iron, in calcium, lots of other antioxidants and things as well. Now,
So what's dal good for? So I'm guessing it has a lot of iron, right? So it gives you a lot of...
Dal is different ways. It's good in terms of protein, especially if you're a vegetarian. So I was raised vegetarian. We ate dal.
Yeah, I'm trying to bulk up.
Almost every second meal we had dal. So any kind of pulse or lentil or bean is a fantastic meat substitute. And I'll mention as well, when you're eating dal, you could eat it with rice. And if you had like a pulse and a rice, that's kind of basically a complete meal. I would say that's preferable, brown rice especially. But you could also serve it with naan bread or with pita bread. My mom would have it with roti. We say rotli, which I think confuses some people.
My mom calls it rochi.
Rochi with a ch.
Rochi. That's what they say in Russian. I don't know. Rochi. Rochi.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You could have it with paratha, or you could have it with, like, honestly, you could put it on a jacket potato if you really wanted. It's a very flexible, very hearty, very warming kind of dish. And I picked this thinking September we're hitting autumn, but actually, like I said in that, so when you have your dal, I mean, I certainly eat it all year round. So it looks to me that your dal is going to need a little bit more cooking, but in the meat, I would say you can definitely have a little taste of it. So if you're going to taste it, make sure you blow on it because it will be really hot coming out of your pan. So I've got a tiny bit here. I'm going to blow on it before. Did you guys add your salt?
Yes.
Fantastic. So in terms of tasting, what we're doing now is checking for salt, maybe checking for chili.
Hello.
If you want it to be really exciting, you could add things like cinnamon into your dal. Maybe you want to use a garam masala mix, which is including cinnamon, cloves, and all sorts of things like that.
I think we need more cooking time on our dal.
We need about
About 15 more minutes.
It tastes good though.
Really tiny. I would say actually mine is almost done.
Really put
I'm going to add it here just to see how pretty it looks. Your parsley, you can add that in right at the end when you're serving it up.
Okay.
It will look gorgeous. But I like the combination of having something bright on top of the dal because the dal can look a bit mushy otherwise. So
Should we cover it so it cooks quicker? Oh,
Say that
sorry,
again.
I'm just
They're asking if you were to cover the dish, would it cook quicker or not?
That's a really good question. So if you keep in the moisture, what it means is you're going to not need to add more water, and it will also keep some heat in. So it will go faster if you cover it. But dal is also one of those dishes 24 hours. So depending on the pulses, like if you look at my packet, my lentils are really small. If you guys show me your packet close up, maybe I can see the size of your lentils in comparison to mine.
Sorry,
hold
can
it
you
to your
say that again,
cameraman.
please, Sarah?
Could you hold up your lentils, the packet of lentils, up to your camera?
Yeah.
So
Get
we're
the
just comparing
lentils,
the
guys.
size. Comparing the size of your lentils against my lentils. Okay, so I think they're quite a similar size, but usually red lentils cook faster than green lentils. So it might just be that you need to cook it for another 10 minutes. And then you can serve it with a little swirl of yogurt alongside your parsley to make it a pretty finished dish. I'm going to swell my camera down so you can see my dal is pretty much
Oh, that looks very nice.
Yeah, that looks way better than
ready.
ours.
You can see it's a lovely red colour with some of that green in there. So you're going to make your fantastic dal to finish up with. And I think we're going to end this video now.
We'll take some. Jamil's worried because
Yours
it's
will
not
just
the same
require
colour,
about
but
10 minutes more cooking.
I had to
but you guys have done
explain that we are
fantastic
using
job.
different colour.
Yeah, but that one looks
I'm really
nice.
excited for you guys to enjoy your dal. What will you eat it with when it comes down to eating?
Chapatis.
Chapatis, yeah.
Buddies. All right,
Roti.
fantastic. I had a lot of fun working with you guys. Hopefully next Wednesday I get to cook alongside you again.
Yeah,
Excellent.
definitely. I enjoy this. I've learned a lot.
I'm going to sign off
This
now.
meal, this is beautiful. This is a
Fantastic. Enjoy, you guys. You have 2 different dishes to pick from tonight. You've got your mushroom porridge and your dal.
Yeah.
Bye.